Hi everyone. So I was thinking about doing a workday audio blog slash vlog. I almost did it today, but I woke up in the morning, started it, erased it. I was like, I am not doing this today. We'll see if tomorrow, or technically later today, it is later than I should be awake on a work night. I hope I get through the day tomorrow. But the good news is that tomorrow's my Friday. It's Thursday, but I have Fridays off, so it's the last day of this week that I have to work, yes. But I have to take paratransit into work tomorrow morning. But on the other end of the day, I have something to be thankful for. I was able to arrange a ride home. After 3 freaking days straight of not being able to arrange another ride home and having to take door-to-door transit home. Paratransit, door-to-door transit. I might go into a whole separate video about how paratransit works and why I don't like it. If I haven't already, I've probably mentioned it before, but if I did, it's been a long time ago. Actually, you might see it tomorrow / later today. It's basically this door-to-door transit service, door-to-door paratransit service. It's a bus that shows up sometime within this half-hour long window. They don't say, okay, if you need to be there at 8:30, we'll pick you up at 8 o'clock or 7:50. Yeah, I wish they would. But instead they say, we'll pick you up between 7:10 and 7:40. We'll talk about this morning. And, they could show up at the beginning of that window. They could show up at the end. They could show up anywhere in between. It's not my favorite way to get places, but it is a way that I end up counting on pretty often, especially when my preferred ride service, which is essentially a small volunteer fleet, is not able to pick me up, which this morning they are not. They can take me home. Thank you so much, small volunteer fleet, but they cannot take me in there in the morning, so I have no choice but to fall back on this paratransit service. I mean, technically, I guess I do have a choice. I could call Uber or Lyft, but I won't because there's always more to spend money on than there is money to spend. Or at least that's the way it seems to me, for me right now. And you don't mitigate that, you don't improve that situation by blowing $25 on Lyft because you don't want to take the other Lyft, paratransit, which is also called Lyft, L-I-F-T. There's L-I-F-T and L-Y-F-T. L-Y-F-T is the service that's similar to Uber. L-I-F-T is the paratransit service that operates in half-hour windows that is going to be here before I know it, and I really do need to try to get some amount of sleep and hope it's enough to get up at the ass crack of dawn to be ready for this paratransit ride, get in there and work my whole shift. This is why I so badly want to build a small business that I work to support myself and quit this job. This is one of at least 2 reasons. It is if my phone would do what I want it to do.
5:41 a.m.
5:41 a.m. In other words, in an hour, if I'm not up and going and getting ready for work, I'm not going to be ready for work in time. My door-to-door transit window opens at 7:10. That means at 6:45 I need to be as I said, up and going. And I'm up now, but my shift is from 9 to 2. Now, if my body decides I didn't get that much sleep last night, I certainly didn't get the 8 hours that I usually need. I'm just gonna pass out right here. That's not okay, body. No, stop. I've got to make it at least until I can get home, and then I can pass out at like between 2:30 and 3 o'clock. I get home at... It takes me about 20 minutes to get from my place to work. Once I'm in the car. 20 minutes, half an hour. I round it off to half an hour. But, I mean, I've got maybe 20 minutes or so to try to get more sleep before I've got to just give it up and get ready to go. If I was working my own business where no one cared whether I did something at 5 o'clock in the morning or 10 o'clock at night, which I'll admit is part of the reason why I didn't go to sleep earlier, I did find another job in my transcription inbox from one of my clients, and I was like, let me grab that and get it started. And I do have it well underway. But the point is, he doesn't care if I'm working on it at 10 o'clock at night, 5 o'clock in the morning, or how long I've worked on it. If I've worked on it for 45 minutes, an hour, 3 hours, and in the middle of the afternoon my body just wants to give out, I can let it. What matters is he gets it when he needs it. When you have a job and you're expected to report to an office at a certain time and work until a certain time, and when your body pulls these tricks that are not conducive to staying awake maybe for as long as you would be required to on the job, that kind of is a challenge. So that's part of the reason why I want to be able to quit this job and support myself on my own terms at home on my own time. And at home, that's the other reason why I want to quit this job and start and have my own business, not start my own business, have my own business. Because when it's my business, if I choose to take it to the coffee shop, well, then I choose to take it to the coffee shop. But that's me choosing to incorporate some kind of commute to it. If I never take it out of my home and just work from home, I mean, I just as easily could choose to do that. Or I could choose to do some of it at home and some of it at the coffee shop. But again, there's a difference between choosing to incorporate a commute into my business and being forced to commute into work by circumstances. Circumstances that are, I have a job outside of the home, and the entire world has shifted to a work-at-home lifestyle, and I discussed it with my job, and they said, well, unfortunately, due to the pharmacy laws that we're governed by, we cannot allow you to set up a workstation outside of the warehouse for your particular job. There's plenty of people in our company who can, but you're literally working with the drugs. I seal the envelopes that we send the medications in. They're like, we can't, if you so much as take one dose out of this location, we have to take that dose out of inventory. We can't, if you took it home and then brought it back, we can't prove. It's not a matter of trusting you. It's a matter of the laws that are involved. We don't know what happened to it when it was outside of our facility. We can't distribute it. We can't sell it. So I'm not capable of working from home on this job, and it's... I wish I could. But since I can't, I have to look toward the future when I can support myself on my transcription business, or the combination of my transcription business and whatever the business is that I love even more than transcription. That will make me money, that is so natural to me that I can't even imagine making a business out of it. I don't even know what it would be because I love it that much. I don't know if I'm making any sense right now, but the point is, I wish I could quit my job and support myself on my own business or businesses. And one day that's going to happen. but I am nowhere near there yet. So I have to either fall back to sleep or not, but I have to go to work today, and I have to work when I'm supposed to work. I mean, sometimes my body decides that it doesn't need a whole 8 hours, which, I mean, okay, but then I can't have you fading out, zonking out at noon, 1 o'clock before that. I'm supposed to be working from 9 to 2. That means I need you at your best from 9 to 2. Like I said, if only it didn't matter. Yeah, I'm not going to have time to go back to sleep. I'm just going to have to hope that I can make it through the shift. Alright, I just got my call from the door-to-door transit's like automated computerized callback system telling me that my ride's going to be here within the next 15 minutes. And when I get that and I'm at work, that's my cue to clock out and get ready. Head up to the lobby, which involves getting assistance. Because of my lack of ability to, how do I put this, know where I am, like, in space. And I'm not sure how to explain that. If you don't know what that means, I mean, I'm not sure how to explain that. Basically, because of my inability to orient myself to where I am and keep track of where I am long enough to see a route through, that's why I can't take the bus, the fixed route bus system. There are plenty of blind people who can take the bus. I'm not one of them. And because of that, I mean, I can learn some routes inside buildings, but a teacher who specializes in teaching blind people how to get around has been to my workplace and determined that the route from the office or from the lobby to the place where I work is too complicated for me to learn. Probably largely because there is so much stuff on a daily basis just anywhere within that route. It's not a straight shot. It's not trail this wall, it turns, you turn with it. There's all kinds of twists and turns. There's a wall throughout all the twists and turns. Just follow that wall and get to where you're going. If it was as simple as that, I probably could have learned it. But it's not, and part of them accommodating me is they have someone take me to and from my workstation. The first thing that happens is I meet either the receptionist or somebody. I hope I'll meet the receptionist today. Something happened yesterday and she had to leave early. Those details are not anything I'm going to discuss on this audio blog, but audio blog slash as close to a video blog as I'm ever going to get. But either the receptionist or somebody meets me at the lobby at the beginning of the day, and I walk with them back to the area where I work, and I do know how to navigate that area from the workstation to the break room back there. Not the main break room, but the little break room that is close to my work area, which is good enough for me. But anyway, where was I going with all that? When I'm at work and I have to take the paratransit system home and I get the call I just got, that's my cue to clock out and get up there as fast as I can. This is my cue to finish getting ready. And I don't know how much of this I'm going to be able to show you, but part of taking door-to-door transit into work is me asking them, have you ever been there before? Are you familiar with this place? Because it's a little bit of a complicated place. This is why I prefer to have someone drive me who knows, who's done it before, who knows how to do it. Because it's a big industrial warehouse kind of place, and if you don't know where you're going, you could potentially drop me off at the wrong door. And the receptionist is not going to be waiting for me on the other side of the building. She's going to be waiting for me at her desk. And especially on a day like today when I'm not quite sure whether to expect the receptionist from our other location, or no one there, and I might have to text someone. That's really not an ideal time for me to be trying to figure out who to contact, because they didn't know where to drop me off, and they dropped me off at the wrong spot. So, and even if that wasn't the case, I just don't like to be dropped off at the wrong spot. So what I always do, like kind of as a matter of operating protocol when I take door-to-door paratrains to work, is I ask the driver, have you ever been there before? And if they can't convince me that they have and they know where they're going, I just whip out this laminated map / set of directions that a coworker somewhere along the line made me, and say, you know, I'll need this back when you're done with it, but until we get to where we're going, just use that as a reference point to help you understand how to get to the place I actually need to be dropped off. Because, and this is part of the reason, this is part of the reason why I don't like to take paratrains at home, because there's no one to do that when they're coming to pick me up. Thank God they seem to be pretty good at it so far. I've been working there for 3.5 years, and after one infamous incident up toward the beginning of my time working here, I swore to myself that I would never take door-to-door transit home. I would do whatever it took not to. But I finally reached a point where I didn't have a big enough network. I never had a big enough network of drivers to help me with my work commute, and Uber or LYFT was just too expensive. It's too long of a trip to get an LYFT ride every time I need a ride home. Every time my preferred ride service, that little fleet of drivers who all know how to do it but are not always available, aren't available. Do I have anything else that I need to put in these pockets or in this bag before they show up? So anyway, I finally just got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm just going to have to pray for the best and start taking door-to-door transit, the half-hour window-based lift, LIFT, home. I don't like it, but until I can quit this job. I mean, I was really wanting to quit this job for a while there, but now I finally reached a point where I'm like, well, I'd love to, but I can't right now. So until I can, I'm just going to have to make this work. And the truth is, this is a great job. You know, I get so hung up on the shitty parts about it, forgive my French, but really there's a lot of good there too. You know, it is stable income. It's probably more income than I've had. I mean, I'm not exactly rich, but it's a better salary than I've probably ever had before. It's benefits I haven't had before. I mean, that's a lot to throw away without something better to fall back on. Frankly, I'd be a damn fool to quit this job without any plan of where else I'm going to get that money. Which is why I really need to start and build this business. I've kind of have started it already. I've got 2 clients, but I need way more clients to add up to what I would be making here. And on the one hand, I can't imagine having that many clients while I'm still trying to do this job. But on the other hand, I could sit and keep thinking, oh, this isn't possible, this isn't possible, this isn't possible. Or I could prove to myself that it is possible, somehow pull it off, and get to the point where I can confidently say, this business is going to support me, or these businesses are going to support me. Therefore, I no longer need this job. Job, you were wonderful. Thank you. You have gotten me through this X number of years that it has taken between the last time I wanted a job and the time I have now built my business or businesses. I have now built my business or businesses, and here's 2 weeks' notice. It's time to move on to my next chapter where I no longer must deal with commutes and no longer have to work whatever hours. I mean, if I wanted to switch my shift, I could, but, like, if I want or need to stop working for a while, with my own business, I'd have the volition to do that. Unless I had a looming deadline and there wasn't time for that, in which case I should have managed my time better. But anyway, that's in the future. It's going to happen one of these days. It's going to happen one of these days. But on this particular day, I need to go to work as soon as my ride arrives because that's still the reality I'm living in. And even though I often wish for better, for example, I wish I would hear 2 phones instead of 1. Why is that other one refusing to work in there? I still do have a lot to be grateful for. Hello? I'll be right there. Yeah, I knew that was my ride before I even picked up this thing because the only time this thing rings is when there's someone in the security system, and given the fact that I just got the call, I mean, I knew it was them. Well, I can hear the vehicle, but where's the person? Guess I'll just sort of keep heading to the there they are. Are you familiar with the place I'm going to? Okay. I'm not prepared to tell you how to get there, that's why I've got this, but it sounds like you might not need it. Okay. Yeah, well, I just always have it available to give to drivers because you've got God knows how many people working for you. I never know which one I get. I don't know how much of that I'm going to be able to include in this audio blog because I don't believe in putting voices other than my own on YouTube or on whatever my platform will end up being. But I said, do you know where this place is? And he kind of quoted off like turns, and I'm like, okay, I think you might know. But I went ahead and offered it to him anyway, and he took a look at it and he's like, yeah, that's what I did the last time. I was like, okay, I wasn't sure if you had done it or not, and just like I said, as a matter of operating protocol, I just do it. So he didn't need the map, but I gave it to him anyway just to take a look at. And now I'm on my way to work. Thanks. Okay, yeah, I'm here with over an hour to spare. This happens sometimes when I take this mode of transportation in.
7:49 a.m. and 32 seconds.
And I'm not supposed to start till 9, but that's okay. This is what the break room's for. Okay, the receptionist was here. Okay, so I am now here with over an hour to spare, and I won't be audio blogging the whole time. But if I was going to talk to you guys, here in the break room on my downtime would be the perfect time to do it. I'll describe my job, I guess. We have a lot of medications that we send. You know, some of them are in bottles, but others are in these single dose packages. We send like one pill out, and each of these pills is in like a plastic pack, and the plastic pack goes into a self-adhesive envelope, and the self-adhesive envelope is sent to the pet parents, the owners of the cats or dogs, and they get this thing in the mail, their fur baby's monthly dose of Frontline or Combo Guard or I don't know, Apoquel, you know, gabapentin, whatever the baby's on. That way pet parents don't have to keep track of, okay, where did I put the medication and when do I give it again? Just makes it easier on the pet parent, I'm sure. So my job is to seal these envelopes. I have these big boxes full of envelopes, none of which are prepared to be mailed quite yet. They've got the pill in there, the label on it, but if we put the envelope in the mail as it was, it would not survive the trip. Somewhere along the line, the pill would fall out and they'd get an envelope with no drug. Not good. So that's where I come in. I take the adhesive part off to reveal the sticky part, fold it down to close it, and then rub it down to make sure it's good and closed. I do that about, several thousand times. I'm just sitting there doing that over and over again. Doing it for one envelope, going right to the next one, going right to the next one. Would plenty of people consider that a boring ass job? Yeah. But I consider it an easy job that even I admit is kind of boring sometimes, but compared to so many other jobs out there, high stress, fill quotas. Well, there's a fill quota factor here, but once I finally realized what my quota was and that I could fill it, it's an easy job that until I can get my business life together enough to create my own business that's just as lucrative as this, if not more, I would say more even. This is a great, interim thing. Truth be told, I'm using this as a stepping stone to something else, but I don't act like it. I don't half-ass it to just say, well, I'm here, I'm doing it, I'm whatever. I give it my best. That's just the work ethic I have. I do what I need to do, give it the best I can, and then when the day comes that I'm ready to move on, I'll be happy to move on. Okay, actually, I'm going to have to step in and say that we are likely at time. I didn't remember this from last time I was using tunes to 2, but I believe there's a limit unless they change that. If I remember correctly, from a year and a half to 2 years ago, you couldn't have a audio file that you were converting to a video that was any longer than 30 minutes. If you did, you would be told that it couldn't upload. We are getting close to that at this point, so I'm going to have to cut this off. I'll try to audio blog / vlog a workday another time. Actually, my work days aren't all that exciting. Yesterday was, but that was because something happened, and yeah, I'm not going to talk about that because I don't want it to happen again. But, actually, I can probably talk about it. Just because I talk about what's already happened doesn't mean it's going to happen again. But the point is, I can't do anything else on this video for time reasons. I'll audio blog / vlog. I'll vlog as I ever vlog on a workday another time. And thank you for watching. Check out Shipped, check out Aira, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.